This is Tai O. It's far from the concrete jungle of Hong Kong's urban centre. It is one of Hong Kong's oldest fishing communities. But what you see today on this boat ride is very different from what it once looked like. At one time, there would be families of fishermen passing down their tricks of the trade and techniques to each generation. They lived in one-story waterhouses. Their boats were huge, and they would make a day's income fishing in this community. Today, the only fishing in this village is mostly recreational. This is our translator, Sing Lee. He's walking us through Tai O. So where are we right now?
We're at Wing On Street. That's one of the main streets in Tai O.
Okay.
The business street. So you can see all the shops here for dry fish products and for refreshment, and also for some touristy stuff.
We're outside the Tai O Cultural Workshop, a museum that's preserving Tai O's heritage. This is where we meet Wong Wei King. She's the curator for the museum. Inside the building, looking around at its decrepit state, she tells us the building will be torn down in 2 weeks. The landlord is redeveloping it. It's nearly 100 years old. The remaining artifacts that were once located here have been sent to a local school. Wong Wei King explains that her sole aim is to preserve Tai O's heritage, which she grew up in. This is why she set up the cultural workshop. She says that the government's efforts to preserve Tai O have been too focused on making the area a tourist attraction. While the village has a hustle and bustle with many stalls and stands selling dried fish, she says that many of the fish in these markets aren't even from Tai O. She says the decline in fishing has been caused by many factors, including overfishing, the construction of the new airport on the island, land reclamation, and climate change. Over the years, there have been increasing typhoons and flooding along the coastline of many of these villages. Tai O isn't the only fishing community that is disappearing. Mawa Chung is a small fishing village on Lantau Island. It is a short walk from Tung Chung Station. Towering community housing surrounds the village today. Chung Chau is an island about 10 kilometres southwest of Hong Kong. With the Sustainable Fisheries Development Fund, which was established in 2014 by the government, they have helped improve some fishermen's income by training them to do other jobs like education and eco-tours. This is Mr. Lam. He is a fisherman. He says families spanning many generations once lived here, but it's not an option anymore. Along with changes in lifestyle in the area, fuel costs and upkeep for many of the boats have caused the industry to decline. He says dragon boating is one of the ways the community can still come together to bond over their history. Samun Sai is another quiet fishing village on a steady decline. There is only about 100 apartment units in this rural area of the New Territories. Mr. Ho is 71 years old, and he's been fishing in this community for 60 years. He sells fish for a living and for his own food. He says he likes the fishing environment, but his children won't be continuing this tradition. He tells us that the next generation would rather take jobs in urban areas and make more money. Mr. Ho says the fisherman's life is harsh. He says he is part of the last generation that is still fishing in Hong Kong.